Hello everyone. Today we'll be building sorting visualizer. So basically what we'll be having two buttons. One is to generate the array and another one is to perform the bubble sort. So basically we are applying the bubble sort here. So while we click on the generate new array, we'll be having the array of elements in the form of bars. When I say bars, you'll get to know when you see the UI, right? And also for that we'll be performing the bubble sort, and with the also we'll be making use of the visualizer to visualize what we have done. So this is the project. Let's start by creating the index.html. Basically HTML, I'll just name this one as index.html. Let me create the style file as well, CSS file. I'll just name this one style.css. So I'll just close this one. Let's wait for some time. So yeah, next what I'll do, I'll just create the very basic HTML template and change the title to sorting visualizer, right? So next, let's link the style sheet and also give the name and path to style.css. Next, let's start writing the HTML code. Initially what I'll do, I'll just make use of the div and give the class name container, right? So this is one thing. Next, I'll just make use of the h1. Within h1 what I'll do, I'll just give sorting visualizer. So let's give the class name flaming text. So this is one thing. Next, let's make use of the div once again, and let me give class name array-container. Also, let me make use of the ID and give the name same thing, array container. And basically this is where the array bars will be displayed within the div. Within this div, we'll be displaying the array bars, right? So you'll get to know when I say array bars, you'll get to know when you see the UI basically. Next, what I'll do, I'll just make use of the button and give the name generate new array. So button, I'll just make use of the on click event and I'll give the function name generate array. Also, I'll just copy the same thing, button. This time it will be, instead of the generate array, it will be bubble sort, and the name also I'll change this one to bubble sort, right? So this is it for the HTML. I'll format the document once. So next let's start writing the CSS. So initially what I want to do is I want to make use of the Poppins font. So I'll just open the Chrome. I'll search for, let me search for the Poppins font. So I'll just click on the first link. Click on get font, get embed code, import. I'll just copy these 3 lines. I'll just copy this one and paste it over here. Next, let's type for the body. So I'll just go again here. Let me copy this one, font family, right? I'll just close this one entirely. So the primary font we are making use of is Poppins, and the secondary font, if something goes wrong, we'll be making use of sans serif. Next, I'll give display flex, justify content, center, align items, center, height, 100 view height. Also background, let me give linear gradient of to write hash 9b5 9b6. Okay. Next, I'll just give E 75353. Basically, this is the mixture of this thing, purple as well as the neon red. So let me give margin of 0. This is it for the body. Next, let's style for the container. I'll just come here, just copy this one. Let me paste it over here. Let me give text align, center, color, white. So this is it for the container. Next, let's style for the flaming text. So just give me a second. This one, right? Just copy this one completely. Let me paste it over here. Flaming text, background. I'll just give, let me copy this one and let me paste it over here. This is nothing but I have given the flame GIF, right? GIF, right? You can, I have just took this one from the Google Images. Basically, you can give the GIF of anyone. I mean, anything means related to flames. I have just made use of the Google Images. I'll just give me a second. Here, I'll just take this one and give repeat, right? Next, what I'll do, let me make use of WebKit. Just give background, clip. Let me set this one to text. Also, may give background clip to text. Next, let me give animation, animate 5 seconds, linear. Let me set this to infinite, right? This is the animation for the text, basically H1. This one, sorting visualizer text, right? So next, let's write the keyframes. Just give me a second. Yeah, next let's write keyframes. And let me give keyframes, animate at 0%, background position 0% and 0%. At 100%, background position, let me give 100% and 100%. So this is it for the keyframes. Next, what we'll do, we'll style for the array container and bars. So let's search for the, just give me a second. So this one, I'll just name array. Let me copy from here itself. Give me a second. I'll just come here. Let me copy this one. Let me paste it over here. So what I'll do, I'll just make use of display flex, justify content, center, align items, center, align items. I'll just give flex and this time. And height, 60 view height, and width, let me give 80 view width. Also, background color, let me give RGBA of 255 3 times, as well as the 0.2. Let me delete this one. And finally, let me give border radius of 10 pixel and padding of 10 pixel. So this is it for the array container. Next, let's style for the array bar. So this is not coming from the index.html. Basically, we'll be creating the div inside the JavaScript file. So, and we'll set the class name to the array bar. So that we'll be doing with the help of JavaScript or inside the JavaScript. I'll explain once we write the same thing in the JavaScript file, right? So just follow along with me. This I'll give background of white, margin, let me set to 0 and 2 pixel, flex 1, border radius of 5 pixel, transition of height 0.3 seconds, and just make use of ease. So this is it for the array bars. Next, let's style for the button. So I'll just come here and just copy this one, right? Let me paste it over here. So let's give padding of 10 pixel and 20 pixel horizontally and vertically. Margin of 10 pixel. Background color of white. Also border none. Border radius of 20 pixel. Let me set the cursor to pointer. Also font weight of, let me give 600. Let's make use of the transition. Let me give background color 0.3 seconds. So this is it for the button. Next, let's style for the button, but on hover. So I'll just be making use of hover. So I'll just make use of the darker background color, right, on hover. So I'll just give background color of F3, F3, F3. So this is it. I'll just format the document once. Yeah, this is it for the HTML file and CSS file. So what I'll do, what I have done is I have installed an extension called Live Server. So this is the one. Basically, what this does is whenever we make changes in the index.html file, the changes will directly get reflected in the browser, so that we don't have to reload the web page again and again to see the changes, right? This will be very helpful. You can install it as well. So I just close this one. Let me right click on index.html file and click on open with Live Server. Let's wait for some time. So this is looking like this. So every time we click on the generate new array will be generated in the form of bars. That we'll be doing with the help of JavaScript. Basically, the array elements, when I say array elements, right? So the element inside the array, the smaller, the element with the smaller value will be having the less height, and the element with the higher value will be having the more height in the form of bars. That is what we'll be doing with the help of JavaScript when we click on the generate new array button. And bubble sort is performing the bubble sort. So basically, what is bubble sort? Let me explain. So what bubble sort does is will compare the initial element with the adjacent element. So, and we'll be swapping them if they are in the wrong order. In our case, we'll be sorting in the ascending order, right? So what we'll be doing, if the element is having the smaller value, it will be on the left side, and if the element is having the larger value, then it will show at the right side, right? So basically, we'll be comparing the adjacent element and we'll be swapping them if they are in the wrong order. Until what? So we'll be iterating until no swaps are needed. So indicating that the list is sorted. So basically, this is what bubble sort is. So these things we'll be doing and visualizing with the help of the visualizer, with the help of JavaScript. Basically, let's start writing the JavaScript file. I'll just create the JavaScript file, index.js. So I'll just move this to the right. Let me include the JS file and the index.html file. I'll just make use of the script tag. Let me give src index.js. Let me format the document once. So I'll just come here, index.js. So what I'll do, let's start writing the JS file, right? First, what we'll do, we'll get the array container element. For that one, I'll just make use of the variable name array container. I'll give document dot get element by id of array container. This is the first one. Next, what we'll do, we'll write the one second. We'll write the function to generate the array, right, in the form of bars. Basically, what I'll do, I'll just take the function name. I'll just come here. We have already given this one, right? I'll just copy the same thing here. Let me paste it over here, right? So we'll make use of the arrow function instead of the regular functions, right? So let's clear the existing array bars if found any. So for that one, I'll be making use of the array container. Let's make use of inner HTML and let's set this one to empty string. What we are doing, we are clearing the existing array bars if found any. Next, we'll generate the 30 array bars. For that one, what we'll do, I'll just make use of the for loop and just give I equals 0, I less than 30. Let me increment the I. Next step, we'll calculate the random height of the bars between 20% and 100%. So initially, every bar we are showing in the visualizer, right? It should be having the particular height. So we'll not set it to 0 or 10 so that it doesn't look good. So what we will do, we'll calculate the random height between the 20% and 100%. For that one, I'll just make use of the variable name bar height and just give the, you can make use of the math.floor or the tilde operator. I'll be making use of the tilde operator. You can make use of math.floor as well. Let me give math.random function into 80 plus 20. Basically, I'll just comment this one and write calculate the random height between 20% and 100%. Right? Next, what we'll do, we'll create the div element for the array bar. Right? I'll just make use of the variable name array bar and I'll give for creating the element. We'll make use of the create element. What we are creating? Div, right? And next step, we'll be setting the class name for the styling purpose for this div. So basically, I'll just give array bar dot class list dot add, or we can make use of the class name as well for the array bar dot class name, and we can set that one to anything, the name we want. I'll just make use of class list dot add instead. So I'll just give array bar. So this we have done basically for the styling purpose. So while writing the style, I said we'll be creating the div and we'll be giving the class name array bar to it. Just I had just said to follow along with me, right? This is the one thing. Basically the name array bar we have styled, right? This one. So next what we'll do, we'll set the height. I'll just make use of the array bar style. This is dot, basically not the comma. Style dot height. We'll just set this one. I'll just make use of the template literals. Let's set this one to bar height Yeah, did I miss something? Yeah. Let me give for none and let me make use of the array container. What we are doing here, we'll append the array bar to the container. So array container, I'll just make use of the append child array bar. Again, I'm telling we are appending the array bar to the container. That is nothing but array container here in this case. So this is it for the generate array function. Give me a second. So yeah, next what we'll do, we'll write the function for the bubble sort. I'll just make use of the async for, let me give const. We are writing, I'll just make use of the same thing, right? Function name bubble sort. Sorry, give me a second. Yeah. Yeah. Let's make use of the async. Then here, what I'll do, I'll just make use of the variable name bars. Basically, we are selecting all the array bars here, right? For that purpose, I'll just make use of document dot query selector. Instead, I'll just make use of the query selector all of array bar. Array bar, nothing but this one here. We have given the class name of array bar, right? We have created the div and given the name array bar, this one. So next, let's iterate. I'll just make use of the for loop. I'll just set this one, just k pass dot length increment. This will be length minus 1 basically. So yeah, let me make use of j equals 0, g less than length of the bars, j plus plus. Next, what we'll do, we'll highlight the bars that are being compared, right? For that purpose, I'll just give bars of j background. I'll just set this one to the color. Give me a second. F6 F61. So just give me a second. Right. So next, let me consider. Let me give j plus 1 style background color. Here also let me give background color instead, right? Let me give the same color. I'll just copy this one. Let me paste it over here. So next what we'll do, let's compare the bar heights. For that one, I'll be making use of if condition. So let me make use of the parse and parts of j height if it is greater than parse and parts of j plus 1 style height. What we'll do, we'll swap the bars if necessary with the animation. So for that one, we have already made use of the async. I'll just give await here. I'll just make use of the swap function. We have not written the swap function yet. We'll be writing this function in the future. Just follow along with me. So bars of j plus 1. What we are doing here, we are basically swapping the bars if necessary with the animation. So next, we'll reset the color after the comparison. After comparison, we'll completely reset the colors, right? So for that one, I'll just... So once you see the UI, you'll get to understand what we have done, basically. Bars of j, style, background color. So here, I'm sorry, had accidentally clicked caps lock, I think. So I'll just give white, just set this one to white. Basically what we have done, we have reset colors after comparison. Next, what we'll do, I'll just make use of j plus 1 this time. So let's set the background color to white. Next, let's give length of the bars minus I, style, background color. We are setting the color for the already sorted bars. Basically, yeah, we are setting the color for the already sorted bars, right? So I'll just set the color to 6B. This is it for the function bubble sort, basically. Next, what we'll do, we'll write the function for the swap. I'll just make use of the function name swap. So next, we'll be making use of the promise. I'll just give return promise. Let's make use of the resolve. We can make use of resolve, reject, and resolve and reject, right? Within the promise. Let's make use of the resolve. Sorry, that's a typo basically. So yeah, next we'll swap the heights. For that one, I'll just be taking the variable name temp height and just set this one to bar1 style dot height. What we are doing, we are swapping heights basically. So I'll just give bar1 style height is equal to bar2 dot style dot height. Next, we'll set the bar2 style dot height to temp height. Basically this one, right? Yeah. Next, let's make use of the timer function. That is nothing but set timeout. I'll be making use of. I'll just call the resolve here and let me give 300 milliseconds. We are what we are doing here, we are setting the 300 milliseconds. That is nothing but the we are setting the delay for the visualization purpose. So I'll just comment this one and write delay for visualization. Finally, what we'll do, just call the generate array function. Why we will call the generate array function? We have to generate the initial array, right? When on page load, initial array has to be generated. For that purpose, I'm just calling the generate array function. I'll just comment this one and write generate initial array on page load, or generate initial array is enough. I'll just format this document. Once, let's check now. So this is looking like this. And I click on generate array. This is not generating array, right? Let's check what is wrong. So what are the mistakes that I have done is here. See, let's come to line number 6. I have misspelled the bar height, right? So bar height here, it was showing that itself. So basically I didn't see, this was a typo. And let's come to line number 70. J less than bars dot, the length of the bars we have given. This has to be -I -1. So this is one thing. Let me format the document once. And finally, at the line number 30, I really forgot to add the parameters bar 1 and bar 2, right? So let's format the document once. Now let's check. So the sorting visualizer is not getting the animation, right? So let's check the CSS file once. Yeah, I have forgotten to add the this thing, styles for H1. So H1, let me put over here, this one, right? H1. So I'll just copy this one. Let me give margin bottom of 10 pixel, font size of 6 rem. So position, relative, display, inline block, color, transparent, opacity 0.7. So let me format the document once. So yeah, now let's see. So yeah, now this is looking like this, right? Basically H1, we are getting the flames animation that we have added. Also, while I said that we are generating the array elements and that will be shown in the form of bars, right? This is the bars that I was speaking of. So bubble sort, we have got the bubble sort basically here to perform the bubble sort whenever I click on this one button. So basically we can generate new array on every button click. So what I'll do after generating the array elements, so let me click on the bubble sort. We can see the visualization, right? So let me set the timer. Give me a second so that it will be fast. So I'll just give, for now, I'll just give 50 so that you'll come to know. We'll be sorting in the ascending order. So let me click on the bubble sort. Ascending order in the sense, the element with the less value has to be shown first and the element with the greater value will be shown last, basically. So we are getting everything, you can see everything is working perfectly. So again I'm telling what is bubble sort. So bubble sort, with the help of the bubble sort, will be comparing the adjacent elements, current element and the next element basically, and we will swap them if they are in wrong order. So until what? Iterating until no swaps are needed, indicating that the list is sorted completely. So this is sorted, we can see, right? Again, I'll just create the another array. I'll generate new array and let me perform one last time. So you can see, right? So everything is working properly. I'll just set this one again to 300 milliseconds. So yeah, everything is working perfectly. This is it. Thanks for watching, guys.